Hi everybody, it's Mr. Wessner, and we're continuing to read the story Take a Wetlands Walk by Jane Kirkland. I'm in this spot today because this would be a great space to find our next creature that we're going to read about, and that is the turtle and other reptiles like the turtle. Okay, unfortunately, I'm not seeing any turtles today here, but if they were here, this would be a great home for them. Okay, great place for them to bask in the sun. Another it says, get set to study my cuddly, mud-puddly, painted buddy is our page heading here today. Another very popular animal of wetlands is the turtle. There are lots of species of turtles that live in wetlands, but perhaps the most well-known is the painted turtle. It is so well known because it is the most widespread turtle in North America. It's also one of the easiest to see because painted turtles love to bask in the sun, and sometimes you can see a large group of them crowded on a single log, like the one I found right here. Painted turtles are reptiles. They breathe air. They are cold-blooded, meaning their body temperature rises and falls with the temperature of their environment. They live in the water but lay eggs on land. They can lay 1 to 2 clutches, groups of eggs, a year. Each clutch can have from 2 to 20 eggs. Sometimes hatchlings, newly hatched turtles, spend their first winter in the nest and don't come out at all until spring. Painted turtles live in shallow streams, rivers with slow-moving water, or lakes and ponds. They live in my lake and are one of my favorite animals to photograph. I can sneak up quietly in my canoe while they bask on logs. Young painted turtles are carnivores, meat eaters, but as they get older, they add plants to their diet, which makes them omnivores. Omna means many. Omna is a word part that means many. So a lot of people know about carnivores and herbivores from studying dinosaurs or other creatures. So an omnivore is an animal that enjoys both plants and animals, like us, right? Okay, most humans are omnivores. Okay. Now, way back when we started this, with the story about the snapping turtle, if you remember, she talked about grabbing a field guide, and that's what it talks more about here in the sidebar today. It says, got field guides. We live in a big country. There are many kinds of wetlands, and many species of plants and animals that inhabit those wetlands. There's a good chance you'll see plants and animals in your wetland that you don't see in this book. And you'll probably see some in this book that you won't see in your wetlands. At some point, you might want a field guide or two to help you identify more plants and animals. There are many styles and sizes of field guides that cover many topics. How do you decide which is best for you? Visit the nature section of the library or bookstore with an adult and look at the various kinds of guides. Choose the one that you like best. It's that simple and it's that personal. Now, many years ago, I went to Barnes & Noble looking for a field guide, and the one that I found, she talked about finding the one that works best for you. I found a field guide to the Mid-Atlantic regions it included trees and flowers and plants and animals. So it had all kinds of different things in it, and it was focused primarily on our area, New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, so the things in our area. So I thought that was a really good choice for a wetland, or for a field guide book. Now, last year, I think, or maybe the year before, with our smartphones, there are like digital field guides that are great. I have an app on my phone called Seek, S-E-E-K, that I really, really like. And anytime I see something and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is, or oh, I wonder what kind of plant that is, I wonder what kind of bug that is, or an insect, I can take that app, I can scan it with my camera, and it will bring up and identify the species of animal or plant that I'm looking at, or flower, or whatever it happens to be. So I really recommend that app if you enjoy exploring nature. Again, it's called Seek, S-E-E-K, and it will help you to identify any types of creatures that you may find. Okay. Over on page 11, it says, one morning several years ago, I saw a painted turtle in the meadow behind my house. I knew she had laid eggs, otherwise she wouldn't have been in the meadow. I found her nest. It wasn't difficult because the dirt was freshly piled on top of the nest. I didn't dare disturb it. It's my understanding that nest temperature plays an important part in reptile nests. That night, I made a little sign on a post so that I could put it near the nest and count the days until the hatchlings would emerge. I wanted to be there when it happened. But the next day, when I returned to the nest with my sign, the ground was torn up. I could see raccoon tracks nearby. I guess a raccoon found the nest during the night. We have a caption here. I'll try to show you a better copy of this picture, maybe. Climb up here. Hopefully you can see that. It says that painted turtles share their basking spaces with other turtles above, snakes to the right, and even alligators below. If you look closely at the alligator picture, you will also see a soft-shell turtle. It's going to be really hard to see from the camera. He looks as if he's going to climb up onto the alligator. Okay. So that's a little bit about reptiles. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.